Hey friends, welcome back. It's Cliff's Corner. Today's episode is about how to practice with expression even as a beginner. I see a lot of pianists, beginner pianists that I've ran into over my 15 years of coaching that feel like they have to develop their technique first in order to play with expression. That is the wrong way to go about learning piano. Focusing on technique, focusing on hand and drills, focusing strictly on scales and arpeggios. Yes, it's cool, but then why are we putting expression and technique on the back end? So we're gonna fix all of that today. So let's say you're a beginner, just starting, or whatever, you're a few months in, right? Whatever the case may be. And let's say you wanna work on your C major scale. If you are working on the scale, rather than just drill, why not create with it, right? Why not compose with it? Let me give you an example. You might say, well, how do you compose with a scale and you're a beginner? I got you. The first thing you're going to do is use something called storytelling. Your imagination. Imagination and storytelling go hand in hand. Think back to when you were a kid, right? And you didn't need tablet. Well, in my younger years, no tablets. Your friends, you couldn't play outside, right? But if you're a 5-year-old kid or a 4-year-old kid, you use your imagination to have fun, right? You would use your imagination to create a game. Now you as an adult, or whatever age you are, why not use that same imagination and create with the C major scale, right? So let me give you a prompt. I want you to think of something so simple, the sun rising, right? When you think of a sunrise, would it start off like this? Would it do that? Matter of fact, sun rising, right? We're going up the scale. Would it be hard and marcato, meaning heavy emphasis? Right? Sunrises do not rise up and strike and boom, there's sunlight and everybody's warm right away. A sunrise gradually gets louder, right? Rises up. So if you are depicting a sunrise using your C major scale going up the piano, what I would do is I would start off practicing slow, soft, and slow. And as I get to the top of the scale, I'm crescendoing. By the time I get to this C, I'm playing at maybe mezzo forte or fortissimo, or however you view it, right? But I would start off, if it's a sunrise, start off soft, and then gradually getting louder. Now, what's the opposite of sunrise? Sunset. Now we're coming down the scale. We're at the height of the day, and by the time it gets to, depending on what part of the world you're in, I'm in New York City, and we're summertime, so by the time I get to 7:45-ish or 7:30-ish, the sun is starting to set. Right, so we have sunrise, and I have sunset. You could do that right hand. You could do that also left hand. Sunset. You could do this with two hands. There you have it. Let's say, okay, let's give you another prompt. Let's say, hypothetically, a day in the future lasted, let's say a sunrise lasted for 2 days, right? And then at the end of the second day, you have your sunset, which lasts, actually the next 2 days after that is the sunset. Now, because we're using two, now we can talk about playing in 2 octaves. We start off soft, gradually getting louder to 2 octaves in scales. We are at 2 days of sunset, and now we have 2 days sunrise, and then we have 2 days of sunset. And then we are getting softer. You could do this in C major. Let's say we want to flip everything using storytelling. Let's talk about sunrise and sunset. Let's add upon this whole entire concept of storytelling using sunrise and sunset. Let's say now, with the sunrise and sunset, there is something ominous happening. We don't know. You can decide whatever you want it to be. For me, I'm going to say that, let's say there is, as the sun rising, there are aliens coming into our atmosphere. Would I still play something major? Or would I play the relative minor to C major? In 2 octaves. Keeping this in mind, we're still using hypothetically our storytelling and our imagination to depict the sunrise and sunset over a course of 4 days. 2 days, it takes 2 days for the sun to rise and 2 days for the sun to set. So now we're in the key of A minor. And there are aliens coming out of nowhere. They are destroying the earth, quote unquote. And then by the time the sun has set, it is game over. So that is how you build expression as a beginner, using storytelling. Whether you are working on scales, whether you're working on arpeggios, even if you're working on beginner pieces. Let's say you're doing let's say you're working on Mozart's Piano Sonata in C major. You can use storytelling as a beginner to depict what that piece means to you, right? Using technique, using your storytelling, using your expression to help you work on your expression as a beginner. Please do not wait to your technique is at a certain point to work on expression, because all that's doing is hindering your process to become the true artist that you are meant to be as a classical pianist, right? You want to always, no matter in your practice, always want to work on expression with your technique. Now, of course, I'm going to rebuttal myself right now. Yes, there are times, even as a beginner, especially in your beginner stages, where you have to separate artistry from your technique. Where, for example, let's go back to your C major scale. Let's say you are struggling with C major scale in 1 octave. Instead of trying to just do the traditional method, which is cool, hand separate, right? All of that is cool. Why not instead practice in dotted rhythms? When you practice in dotted rhythms, it helps you to build the muscle memory faster, so that your technique with scales can become faster. Your fingers will be able to fly over time, as opposed to just doing the same repetitive. Right? So, you practicing in dotted rhythms, practicing slowly, and when you practice in dotted rhythms, making sure that you are playing with strong fingers. You're not using weak fingers, you're using strong fingers. Keyword, hear what I'm saying. Fingers, not, no. You play like that, you're gonna have tension all in your forearms, your elbows, your shoulder, and your back, and that's something that, as a beginner pianist, as a pianist in general, that's not something that you want. So when you're practicing in dotted rhythms, you're using strong fingers. You can reverse the rhythm. Ta 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 ti ta 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 ti ta ta ti ta ta. Right? So this is how to practice expression even as a beginner. Like I said before, don't wait until your technique is at the pinnacle, or you think it has to be at the pinnacle of greatness in order for you to practice what truly matters, which is your artistry, which is your expression as a pianist. Thank you for tuning in. For anybody looking to get better at the piano, increase your piano knowledge, I have something called a free school, which is called Cliff's Keys Free Edition. Head to the link in the description and join today. I love y'all. Take care.